Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Laylord, for the introduction. Is everyone hearing me very well? I hope so. So anyway, good morning, everyone, and thank you for your time today. Microsoft has recently launched new updates on the Microsoft Teams, and I figured out that we host a webinar to enjoin everybody to enjoy the new features of Microsoft Teams. I think we are doing more and more remote work given the situation we have here in NCR. And so we thought it's best if we can provide more information through sessions like this so that our customers like you are able to maximize your investments on the Microsoft platform. I encourage you to share the learnings today to your respective team members. And as Laylord has mentioned earlier, there will be a recording. So the link can be shared to you as you go back to your individual organizations. So I'll give the floor back to Laylord. Thank you for joining again. I couldn't thank you enough. I know it's very, very hard to, spend the bandwidth on a webinar, but I tell you, your 1 hour is going to work it. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Miss Aileen, for that wonderful morning greeting. All right. So before we start, again, as Miss Eileen mentioned, our discussion points for today will be everything about Microsoft Teams on how you can be more productive. Our speaker will be sharing to you more about how you can use it well as the new features, the tips and tricks that you can do so that you will be able to maximize your investment with Microsoft and Microsoft Teams. So today's speaker is Risa Nazis Valencia, our digital workplace strategist. Lisa, floor is yours.
Hi and good morning. Thank you for taking time to join us in this training. I hope you're all doing well. My name is Riza and I'll be presenting about empowering remote work with Microsoft Teams. So let me just share my screen. Okay, so part of the learning objectives for this training is to explore on how we can leverage Microsoft Teams to support remote work. So we will have a demo of on how we can do streamlined collaboration and meeting in Microsoft Teams. And we will also have a walkthrough on some of the advanced features of Microsoft Teams, which will be Shift and Teams Live event. And we'll also get to know what are the new and upcoming features in Microsoft Teams. So let's start. So as an introduction, Microsoft Teams is a unified and communication collaboration platform that combines chat, video meetings, file storage, and application integration. It is part of the Office 365 Productivity Suite, and it is an upgrade path from Skype for Business. So here we have the teams and channels. So team is a collection of people sharing the same interest. So it can be your organization, your department, or your group. So how do we create a team? Simply click on the join or create a team and then create a team. So once you create a team, a group will be created in the Office 365, which includes shared Outlook, inbox, and calendar. So if you already have an existing Office 365 group, you can choose to use the existing group that you own. But for this demo, I'll be choosing the build a team from scratch. Okay, so there are two types of teams, private and public. So public, anyone can join. Private, you need a permission to join. Only the team owner can invite the invite you to join the team. Okay, each team can have up to 10,000 members, and these are some of the options for teams. So we have the add channel, add member, and if you are a team owner, you will be able to set policies and create permissions for your team members. And you'll also have a view of the recent activities, the active users within the team itself. Okay, each team is composed of different channels. So when you create a team, by default, a general channel is created. So channels, ito naman yung mga topics. So this is a dedicated section where you can keep your conversation organized. So these are the topics or projects or any discipline. So we have two types of channels. We have standard and private. So when we say standard channel, everyone has access to it, and every member of the team is a member of the standard channel. So the other one is the private channel. Kapag private naman, you can invite certain people to join that channel. And it is denoted by a lock sign. Okay, so within the channel, this is where most of the collaboration happens. So sa general channel, you can keep this for your announcements or for less formal messages. We can regard channel as parang email pero in a less formal way. So, di ba, when we use email, very formal yung pagko-compose natin ng messages. While dito sa channel naman, we can use this as less formal, and we can do yung direct to the point messages to all of the members. So, when we use the at mention, we direct it to the specific person. And then the rest of the members in the channel, parang sila yung mga nakasisi dun sa ano natin, sa channel natin. Okay, so I'll go here. So in the channel, you can directly reply to any topic or any messages by clicking here. Or if you want to start a new conversation, you can click here, and then you can add a subject line. So it is easier kapag meron tayong subject para yung mga members natin can reply on that specific subject and hindi nako-confuse yung mga members natin on which topic yung pinag-uusapan in the channel. Okay, so we have tabs here at the top. You can add applications that will be useful in your channel. You can also upload files by clicking here. And then the files that you uploaded, you can make it as a tab for easy referencing. So like this one. So everyone in the channel can see it. And then you can also do co-authoring here. So for example, hi, Okay, so we'll just wait for this. So let's open. So once you share this file, you can edit it directly in Teams, or you can edit it in the online application. So for now, si Teams, hindi niya inaalaw yung editing inside the Teams itself. So it will direct you to the online app. And then, so once you have this file, you will see na real-time yung editing. So magkakaroon dito ng comment and you will see who is editing it. So just in case you don't want the revision that is made, you can go to the version history and then you can revert back to the original file. Okay, you can revert back and then restore it to the original file. This is the same for all Office applications. So you can edit Excel, PowerPoint, and Microsoft Word. And then within the channel, you can also do a thumbs up. So ibig sabihin nun, you are acknowledging the message. And ito namang mga emojis na to, you can reserve this for less formal messages. You can also try to save this message. Click on this, save messages. And then you can access the saved messages by going here and then click on saved. So ito yung mga saved messages natin. And then inside also the channel, you can do Meet Now. So si Meet Now is an instant meeting specifically for the channel itself. So soon, yung Meet Now button natin will be placed here for easy access. Okay, so within the channel, you can also add different applications like Planner. So I have here a sample planner. So I made this to have 3 buckets. So meron tayong to do, may in progress, and completed. So you can customize this planner whichever way na magiging useful sa inyo. So for this one, so I have here, for example, a product launch event. So I have different tasks here. So I can edit this task and I can assign people for this task. And then I can mark complete some of the items that are in the checklist and I can change the status to in progress and then can close it and then you can move it to the different bucket and to show na in progress na siya. And then you can use the charts to have a view of those that are yung mga priority natin, kung ano yung mga buckets natin, and the status for all the task. So yun. You can explore on some other applications that you can add as a tab here in the channels. So meron din tayong poly, which is also useful if you want to run a poll within the team. So yan, you can use it also. Okay, so I think that's it for the teams and channel. Oh, by the way, when you create a team and channel, there is a folder created in the SharePoint. So you can go to the files. You can go to the files and you can see all of the files that are shared within the channel. So, yung team natin will be the parent folder dun sa SharePoint natin, and then this will be the subfolders. So, yon. Those who have access to the specific folder are only the members of those channels or specific groups. Okay, so before we proceed to the chat, do we have questions in private chat or in Teams and channels? So if none, we can go to the chat. So chat naman is one-to-one or group conversations. So this can be used for private messages or high priority questions. So to start a chat, you can click on this, or you can access your favorite chat. You can add people within the chat, and then you can also rename the group chat. For example, I can rename this as JJR, yung initials namin. And then you can also pin a chat. Just right click and pin it so that it stays on the top. And then within the chat, you can also share files. So you can click on this to attach files. And then if you want to send an urgent message, you can use the priority notification. This will alert the recipient every 2 minutes for 20 minutes. So yan, that's why we said na this can be used for high priority questions. So yan. And then within the chat, you can also do video call, audio call, and screen sharing. Although, ang difference niya with meeting is that in a meeting, the maximum participant that we can have is up to 250. If we are doing video conferencing here in group chat, ang maximum niya is up to 20 lang. So even if we have 100 members here in the group chat, hindi na yung option for the video call and audio call will be disabled. So if you have that number, you can probably move it to a meeting. Okay, and you should keep the conversations here in the chat as private. Kapag nagiging, or if it is leaning towards the business decisions na, we can move to the channels because yung channels natin, the conversations in the channels are business in business type, and those are archived, and sila yung mga messages na pwede nating hindi i-delete, and we can reference them back kung kailangan natin. So yung mga messages natin in chat, this can be deleted or forgotten. Okay, so next is we have the meetings. So meetings, it includes audio, video, and screen sharing. So it is one of the key ways to collaborate in teams. So in meetings, we should use audio, video, and in meetings, you should use video whenever possible, and you should always mute yourself when you are not talking. So how do we create a meeting? By the way, there are two types of meeting: you meet now and scheduled meeting. See, meet now is an impromptu meeting or an instant meeting, while the new meeting is a scheduled meeting. We can schedule it at a later time. So you can input the meeting details, and then you can also choose to use the scheduling assistant. So if you have attendees here, it will show you kung ano yung conflict nila with the time that you set, and then it can recommend a better time for the meeting. Okay, so once inside the meeting, you can use the meeting chat if you have If you want to share web addresses or if you want to share contact names and other supplemental information discussed in the meeting. So these are part of the private chat so everyone can refer to them after the meeting. We also have meeting notes. I'm sorry, nawala yung option for the meeting notes. Okay, so we also have meeting notes. It can be used for minutes and if you want to capture or share notes in the meeting. And also we have recording if you want to download it or share it within the organization at a later time. So it is automatically saved in Microsoft Stream. Okay, so that's it for the meeting. We can now proceed to shift. Okay, so si shift naman, this can be useful, especially now that the companies have started letting some of their employees work in the office. So shift is a schedule management tool that helps you create, update, and manage schedules for your team. So to start with shift, you have to click on the new schedule and then select the team. Okay, by the way, ang may access lang to shift or those who can create shift for your members are only the team owners. So if you are a team owner of these teams, you can create it for your you can create the schedule for your team. So I have here a sample team. So ito na yung na-create ko na schedule. So these are the days and on the left side, dito makikita yung mga members that are added. So let's try to add a group name. Group name, for example, I have a team, yung M365 team ko, and I will add a member. I will add my members. I will add Javi. I will also add Ali. Okay. So, once added na sila, you can now start creating a shift for them. So, for example, today is 28. So, you can click on Add Shift. So, for example, ang time natin is 8 to 5. And, yan. So, you can also add activities. It will be visible to them kung meron kayong gustong ipagawa sa kanila. So, for example, yan, I will save it. And if I want to copy it and then paste it here, yan, so I can do that. Okay, so for this one, dito sa shift, since this schedule, di ba, right now, ang allowed lang to go in the office is 50% of the workforce. So you can use this to set the schedule kung sino lang yung papasok, for example, sa office and those who will be working remotely or at home. So yun, this is perfect if you want to delegate some group to work in, let's say, MWF or yung iba naka-TTH lang ang work nila. So yun, you can add another group here. And then, you can also copy the schedule. You can copy it. And then, it will be automatically copied dun sa next week natin. Okay, so yan. And then, we can also view the request. For example, meron na tayo mga shift. So yan, you can request shift or you can offer your shift to another person. So you can review the request here. And then You can also see the settings like if you want to track the time, you can change the settings here. Okay, so by default, it is turned on. So, yan. And then you can export yung time reporting dito. So, for example, I'd like to export. Okay. And then you can see it downloaded. You can go to the files to view it. Okay. So, for example, this one, I will open it. Okay, so yan. Makikita natin yung employee name, yung clock in time niya, clock out, and then yung shift niya. So, yan. And then, pwede din tayong mag-import ng schedule. So, sorry, let's just wait for it to load. Yan. So, we can import the schedule by going here. You can download a sample. Ayan. So, yung sample niya, so this one, you can put the name here, the email, and then yung group, and then yung shift niya. Okay, so this will be easier kapag in-upload natin, makikita na agad natin dito sa shift yung schedule that we imported. Okay, and yun, you can also print. You also have the option to print the shift. Okay, so do we have questions in shift? Oh, by the way, meron palang view, a different view para dun sa mga members that has this shift. Okay, so for this one, ito yung clock in and out. So, mag-view lang ito sa mobile phone natin. So, if they have Teams in their phone, dun sa shift, yan, meron tayong time in and out. And then, these are the details of the shift. And then, dito din natin ginagawa yung swapping and offering of shift. And then, yung view ng manager is on the Teams app, dun sa desktop app, yung kanina, yung may request. Okay, so that's it for shift. Do we have questions?
Hi, Riza. I
Yes.
think we have some questions in the chat box. So,
All right.
yep, let's start with the first question that we got is from tollways.net. Good morning po. Paano po mag-integrate ng Pigeonhole sa Teams?
Paano po mag-integrate ng
Pigeonhole sa Teams.
Pigeonhole? Is it, sandali
Okay.
lang. Is it a third-party application?
I think yes. I think it's a third-party application. They plan to integrate with the Teams.
Okay, if it's in the Teams and channels, kung nandito siya, you can add it na lang. Is it here, Pigeon? Haven't tried it but what does it do? Excuse me, what does the application do? Can I ask? Hello? Yes, sino po yung may question about the Pigeonhole?
Si Miss.
Okay, sige, siguro
It's
later I
Mr.
can
Orlando
explore.
Sabado.
Hi, Sir Roland.
May good-
Can I know kung ano yung application na yun? Is it a third-party application and what does it do? Hello?
Risa, we take it offline with him. Let's move forward to the next
Okay.
question.
Sige po. Anyway, just to explain, yung mga applications that we can add, it is all here. So, kung ano po yung mga applications that are here, we can freely add them. And then, we have here yung mga Microsoft applications and we have here yung mga third-party applications. So, we can use that already. However, if you plan on creating yung mga applications like yung sa mga Power Apps, you can also have the option to upload it here. Okay, other questions, Lay?
Let me check on the questions. Another question here is, while members in teams can collaborate and exchange files, can it still also be controlled, such as sharing or leak of information can be prevented?
Yes, opo. We can control who has access to the files. Since meron tayong policies in OneDrive and we also have policies in SharePoint. So, ini-inherit niya kung ano yung policies that we set. So, it is dapat very restrictive kung yun yung policy ng company natin. If it is restrictive, definitely you cannot share it outside your organization. Kasi by default, yung policies natin within SharePoint is shared with across the organization lang, and those who have access to or those who are permitted to access the file. So, yun, depende na lang dun sa permission that we are going to set in the SharePoint and OneDrive.
Okay, so thank you for answering that. That's a question from Mr. Marvin Manaloto. And I have another question here from Miss Emily. Good day, just like Zoom, can we see the video on all who join the meeting? Can we also do that here? I think this one is answered earlier. You mentioned it's a maximum of 20 video participants, right?
Not yet. Later, I'll answer that.
Okay, so yeah. All right. So let's answer two more questions before we move forward to your
Okay.
next subtopic. May I ask, what's the application extension used for product launch event tab?
It's Planner.
Planner. Okay. So last question, do I need a separate license for SharePoint?
Separate license for the SharePoint. It is included already in the Office 365 license, so no additional license needed.
Okay. Thank you for that. And go. Go ahead, sir.
In every channel, there would be files.
Yes.
Gaano kalaki yung files na pwede ko i-load every channel? At sa loob ng channel, sa loob ng Teams, may mga separate channels, may separate files. Paano yung consumption ng mga files? Kasi I believe per one person is 1 terabyte. Do we have a special allotted space for Teams?
Okay, so for Teams channels, the maximum is up to 25 TB. But it still depends. Diba yung SharePoint natin is 1 TB and additional per person. Diba po? So,
Yes.
yan, the maximum is up to 25 TB for the Teams channels.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, Lay?
I think we still have a lot of questions, but we can move forward with your topic. We'll get back to the questions after your next topic.
Okay. So
Thank you.
next is we have the live events. So Live event is an extension of Teams meeting. It enables users to broadcast video and meeting content to a large online audience. So these are meant for one-to-many communications where the host of the event is leading the interaction and the audience participation is primarily to view the content shared by the host. So kung meron po kayong mga large community event online or town hall or webinar, pwede natin gamitin si Teams Live Events. So the maximum participants for the Teams Live Events is up to 10,000. While yung Teams meeting is up to 250 lang yung maximum participants. So, right now, meron din tayong option. If you have more than 10,000 participants, you can contact us and we can refer you to the Microsoft Live Events team and they can help you organize your live events. So, yung live events, we have different group roles. So, we have organizer, sila yung nagka-create ng live event, nagsiset ng attendee permission, yung production method na gagamitin, and they are also the one who invites the attendees. And then, the producer naman, sila yung host, sila yung nag-start and nag-stop ng live event, sila din yung nag-share ng video. Si presenter naman, they are the one who presents and sila yung nagmo-moderate ng Q&A. And then, yung attendee, sila yung viewer and then they can also participate dun sa Q&A natin. Okay, so how do we schedule a live event? So we do it the same way we do with the regular meeting. So we just go here and then click on the live event. Then enter the details for the live event. For example, new, and then yung date, and then yung details. And then for this one, there are two roles lang na pwede nating invite. Those who are the presenter and the producer. So, yun. Mag-vary lang yung producer or presenter. Ito, yung gumagawa ng live event is the organizer. Okay, so, next. So, we have here yung live event permission. Those who can attend the live event. So, it can be for a specific people or group, or it can be organization-wide. Or it can be public, meaning outside of our organization can have access to the live event. Then, how are we going to produce the live event? The simplest is the Teams. So, you have here, you can include yung Q&A, or you can use an external app or device using mga OBS Studio and others. Okay, so once it is done, we can click on the schedule. So, yan. So, once set na yan, you get the attendee link. You can now send this link to anyone you want to attend via email, calendar invite, or you can post it in the Teams. Okay, so do we have question in live events?
I think we have one question about live events here. Let me take a look. Mr. Roland Sabado also has a question about live events. Sir, ano po yung question nila for live events? May pinost sila dito na what about the live events?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Regarding
Good
dun sa
morning.
attendees ng live event, how can we generate the attendees or the person who attend the live event?
Okay. During the live event, sir, meron dong attendees din. So, just like the meeting, sige, later po i-show ko how to do it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Other than that, meron pang question, Lay?
We have one question, pero it's about shift.
Okay, about shift.
With regards to shift, can we sync it to our Outlook calendar?
So for now, there's no option to sync it in the calendar. It is a separate calendar yung sa shift natin.
Okay. And another question about shift, can I add a custom field for shift?
Yung field lang for the shift is for the members. So, yun lang. You can just add lang and add members and yung mga open shift lang. So, that's it. No additional field that you can add.
Okay. And I have another question here that came in. How can I invite everyone in live events?
Okay, dun sa live event, it must be enabled, yung public, the one that I showed earlier. This one. So this one, this must be enabled. So, by default kasi, naka-disable siya by the IT admin. Pero dun sa admin center natin, you can enable this. And then, yon para makapag-invite kayo with everyone. Everyone with the link. Or everyone outside the organization. Next.
Hello?
Yes.
If it's org-wide, does everyone who has Teams will be notified?
Yes, sir.
Even without manually adding their emails?
They have to sign in. Yes.
So when they
Opo.
sign in, they would see on the calendar that there's a live event, right?
You'll have to give them the link for the live event so they can sign in.
So there would be no general announcement automatic that they would be able to see since the activity is org-wide. So manual pa rin yun.
Yes, sir. You'll have to send the link for them. And then, yung parang ginagawa natin with meeting, di ba? You still have to join. So, yon.
Okay, sige. Thank you.
Okay.
And I think we still have one question that came in. Is there any registration to require to control participants on the live event?
To control participants, I think you have to plan it. If you want to control the participants, you have to plan it in such a way na is it for a certain or a specific group lang ba? So, yun, you can select the groups that you want to invite. And then, if it's org-wide kasi, anyone with the link within the organization can definitely join as long as they sign in. So, yun.
Okay, thank you, Riza. I think those are all the questions that we have in chat.
Lay, excuse me, this is Eileen. I think there is a very important question. What if our attendees don't have Teams? Can they still join?
Yes, they can join. Is this for the live event? For the live event, since it is through Teams, they can use the web browser. Just like yung mga meetings natin na external din yung attendees natin and they don't have Teams, they can always use the web browser. It is a one-click join only. Okay, any other questions?
So far, those are all the questions that we have on chat. Or something, one question came in just now. So even in regular meeting, they can join via web browser? Question from Roland
Yes.
Sabado.
Yes, sir. You can invite external attendees even dun sa meeting natin. As long as it is allowed by your company or as long as it is set in the policies in the admin center. Yes, pwede po. And yun, join link lang and then they can use the web app. for the
All
meeting.
right. Those
Okay.
are all the questions.
Okay, so next is I'll be showing the new features in Teams. Okay, so first is the background effects and custom images. Okay, so we have here, so before kasi, ang available lang is yung blur. So like this one. So right now, we have custom or we have other background images. And then we also have custom images. Yung custom image, you can create it and then you can put it in the folder dun sa background folder dun sa Teams. And then yon, it will be shown here and then you can use it. Okay, next is the roll call. So, when you are in a meeting and you want to get the attendance list of the participants in the meeting, you can do it by clicking on here. I think, so there should be a link here where you can download the attendance link. So let me show it in the PowerPoint. So it's here. So once you are in a meeting, you can download the attendance list here. And then it is a CSV file, so you can open it in Excel. So what it looks like is nakalist doon yung mga nag-join dun sa meeting and then yung time that they joined the meeting. So yun. So you can have a roll call. Next is yung increased simultaneous video display. So right now, the maximum video display that we have is 9. So, question kanina ni Mami is kung meron daw ba tayong option to see everyone who is in the meeting. Yung parang yung sa Zoom na pwede natin parang makita yung lahat. So, currently, wala pong ganong feature. Only those that are active or yung mga nag-present, nagsalita, or those with activities are shown in the screen. So, yun. Maximum of 9 video display. And then, we also have a new feature, yung raise your hand, this one. So if you have a question and you don't want to interrupt the presenter, you can raise your hand. Yan. And then you can lower your hand once you are called or once you already asked the question. So next is we have yung multi-chat window. Si multi-chat window naman, let's go to chat. Then you have here the option to pop out a chat. So yan. So yan, this is a new feature released just last Monday. So yan, pop out window. Soon, magkakaroon din po tayo ng pop out window for the meetings. Okay, next is bookings. If you are already familiar, bookings is an online service which simplifies the process of setting and managing appointments with customers. So it is ideal for medical offices or law firms or consultants, and you can set appointment yourself or you can do it for them. So quick demo on how to use the bookings. Meron tong 3 components. One is the mobile app, this one. Second is the bookings web app. So yung bookings web app natin, this is where we set or configure or we set up yung booking page natin. So we have here yung business information, we have here yung services that we are offering, yung staff that are involved in the booking, and then yung booking page natin. So you can customize this the way it suits your process and your requirement. Okay, so once you are done customizing this, you can save and publish it. And then, so kung ano yung itsura niya, ito yon. So this is the booking page. So for example, we are an enterprise and we have a clinic. So since hindi pa ina-allow yung face-to-face meeting, we can do yung virtual meeting muna. So what we can do is we can schedule a consultation with, for example, these are our doctors. For example, I will choose Jubel and I will schedule for today at 4 p.m. So yan, you can enter your name, for example, Riza, and your email address. Okay, notes, for example, check up. Okay, and then book it. So once it's done, it will send an email confirmation to the staff and also dun sa customer or dun sa client. So what it looks like is this. So ganito yung magiging itsura niya. You have here yung time kung kailan yung meeting, and then you'll have the link to join the meeting. So this will be a virtual meeting. So yan. This is especially used for mga healthcare. If you, yung mga doctors natin, so instead of getting their patients to go to the clinic, so they can do the virtual consult via Teams. Okay. So that's it for bookings. Do we have questions? By the way, bookings is very easy to set up. It won't take you 15 minutes to set it up. So, yun. Just find the use case dun sa company nyo kung saan nyo siya pwedeng gamitin. It can be used for sa HR, yung pag-i-interview para wala na din face-to-face interview. So, through Teams na lang din. Okay. Questions with bookings?
We have one question here from Mark Reven. Even outside your organization, email can use bookings?
Yes, you can. You just have to allow it. Meron dong a checkbox to allow bookings outside the organization.
Another question came in. Can we add a disclaimer pertaining to data privacy on the link sent, especially to our patients?
Yes, yes, you can. You can add. There is also a field there to add yung disclaimer.
Those are the questions in the chat box. Anyone who wants to ask a question live? All right, so I think we can move on to your next topic.
Okay, the next topic will be yung upcoming features. Okay, I only have I think two. Okay, so this one. Okay, soon, there will be a background noise suppression. So, di ba pag nagta-type tayo, minsan naririnig pa rin yun dun sa background. So, with this one, may eliminate na yung noise. So, I have here a demo of how it's done. Sorry, hindi yata narinig yung
Now with the power of AI, teams can remove that background noise and you can understand me very clearly.
Alright, so yan. That's about background noise suppression. And then,
If you
next is task. So this is also an upcoming feature. wherein ika-consolidate na niya yung to-dos, Teams channels and planner and Outlook. So this one, meron na tayong consolidated view ng mga task natin. So upcoming pa lang to, might be released either June or within third quarter this year. Okay, so I think that's it. Do we have other questions?
Okay, I think we have one question that came in. May we know the retention period of data stored?
Data stored where?
Miss Marites, you can ask the question live to Riza.
Hello, Miss Marites. Saan po yung storage nung data? Okay. Sige. If it's in SharePoint, so unless you remove it, it's there. Also with OneDrive. So nandun lang yung data as long as you keep it there. Nagkakaroon lang tayo ng retention with for the teams and channels that are not used. For example, pero meron din siyang policy on when they can remove the teams and channel. For example, the channel has been inactive for 6 months. So, yon, pwede nang i-remove yon. But the data is still there unless you delete it.
Okay, thank you for that. And we have another question here. Is all application can collaborate to Teams? Application you show can collaborate to Teams. Yeah.
Yes, with Shift is already integrated in Teams as well as Bookings, integrated na din siya. And there are also other Microsoft applications that you can integrate with Teams and other third-party applications also. So you can look for it dun sa tabs natin which applications you can use to integrate with Teams. Anything else? Okay, so while you're looking for other questions, I have here the next steps and resources. So you can go to the Microsoft Teams demo for your users. This is parang a real-time demo for Microsoft Teams. So, yun, magkakaroon sila ng idea on how Teams works. And you can download the desktop and mobile app here. And then, for the feature rollouts, you can look for it dun sa Microsoft Teams roadmap. And then, if you want to suggest features, you can do it dun sa Microsoft Teams user voice. So, yung mga recent features that were added in Microsoft Teams, these are part of the Teams user voice. So, kung ano yung mas madaming votes, usually, yun yung mga features that are released earlier. So, yun. And to learn more about security, privacy, and compliance in Microsoft Teams, here's also a link. And crisis communication app. Yung crisis communication app is powered by Power Apps. You can integrate this with Teams. You can explore about it in sa Microsoft website. It can be used to to give advisory dun sa company natin about the current situation, about the current situation ng crisis, and if you have emergency contact numbers and the other guidelines that are to be announced for the whole company. So yan, you can explore on that as well. Okay, Lei, another question?
We have another question here. Is there a maximum size of data that can be stored and where it is stored?
The maximum capacity of data that can be uploaded is up to 15 GB. Pero yung storage itself, it depends on your SharePoint. So currently, SharePoint has 1 TB plus I think it's 50 MB per user. So, depende kung ilan yung users na meron tayo. And then for teams and channels, we have up to, the capacity is up to 25 TB.
All right. And next question here is Mr. Roland Sabado said he tried Power BI but cannot share it to others. Do I need to have license to share it to teams?
Oh, sige, yung Power BI, let's talk it offline na lang, sir. We'll have another resource to explain about the Power BI integration with Microsoft Teams. Sige, we'll get back on him on that.
Okay, so sir, we'll get back to you on that. Next question, we have a question from Mr. Rolly Gambol. Does Teams fully support Logitech Meetup video conference system?
Okay, we have yung mga certified Teams devices. You can look for it or we can share to you the link as well. So, yun. But I think Logitech is one of the certified, I think. Yeah, so we'll give you a link na lang, sir, of the certified devices for Microsoft Teams.
All right, so another question from Miss Marites. Do you subcontract certain services with other third parties? If yes, do you execute necessary outsourcing agreements with service providers and data sharing agreements as required by Data Privacy Act?
Come again?
Do you subcontract certain services with other third parties? And if yes, do you execute necessary outsourcing agreements with service providers and data sharing agreements as required by DPA?
Let me take that question, Risa, Laylord. So, the question is from Miss Marites, right? Miss
Yes.
Marites. Yes, Phil Data as an organization is subcontracting some services when it is not our competency. So we have identified partners and have signed necessary non-disclosure agreements with these companies whenever we engage them. So that is also in compliance to our own organization's data privacy policy. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Eileen, for that. And another question I have. Okay. Yes, Sir Rolly, we will be sending the list of supported video conference system. It's actually not a question, by the way. All right. So, any more questions? Okay. We have.
Later is a question from Mr. Nico Atienza.
Let me check. Nico Atienza. Okay. Oh, I overlooked that. Okay. So, from Mr. Nico Atienza, is there a way that we can put all users, even in organization-wide, to be put in a lobby first before being admitted in the actual meeting? Also, is there a way that the meeting link can only be accessed by specific people that was invited? So I think it pertains to live event.
Yes, with regards to the meeting options, yes, we can set permissions here. Let me just show you. So you can go to the meeting options. Oops, I'm sorry. So if you are the organizer of the meeting, let me just get so if you are the organizer of the meeting, you can select who can bypass the lobby. So by default, people in your organization can bypass the lobby. So if you want that, oops, sorry, I need to share my screen. Okay. So, okay. So this is the meeting options. By default, people in your organization can bypass the lobby. So if you want everyone to bypass it, you can select everyone. Okay. And then, ano po yung isang question pa?
Check. Can see more. Ayun. So the other question is there a way that the meeting link can only be accessed by specific people that was invited?
O, you mean parang nakalock lang dun sa mga people invited? Sige, I'll have to check on that, if it can be locked. Kasi, meetings can be forwarded to other ano talaga eh, to other, participants. Sige, I will check if there is a way to lock the meeting for only invited people. I will get back on that.
Okay, so the next question, can we activate an encryption tool to to the attached file in the Microsoft Teams?
So by default, meron ng encryption at rest that is taking place in the Microsoft Teams. So when you send or receive files, so it is already encrypted, so you don't have to worry about it. I have the link um, for that one in my presentation, so I can share it to you, so you can be also guided.
Okay, and the next question is from Miss Emily. When I click the file on the SharePoint, the file is not updated, but when the author sends a link of that file, it is already updated. How come?
Oh, okay. Baka hindi lang na-refresh. But it should be it should be real time. So once in-update siya using online, dapat makikita din niya yung changes in real time. So kung hindi nangyari yon, you just have to refresh it.
Okay, we don't have any more questions. Any more questions? There you go. Here's another one from Miss Marites. Is there a system history log? If yes, how long is the retention period as backup?
System history log for the Teams itself. The Teams itself, yung mga chat natin in Teams channel, these are persistent chat. So, unless you remove it, hindi siya matatanggal. So, when it comes to the, yun nga, yung inactivity, there is a retention for it. So, you can set it in the, in the admin center, Teams admin center.
Thank you for that question, Ms. Marites. Any more questions from the audience? Going once, going twice, going thrice. No more questions? Okay, no more questions coming in, Riza.
Okay, thank you.